Welcome to Time to Win podcast. It's not just a podcast. It's the official personal growth locker room of life where champions just like you gather to cultivate their courage, create a life-changing game plan of success, and celebrate their wins. I'm RJ Jackson, your personal growth coach and host, and I'm committed to seeing you win. As a professional speaker and growth coach for over 3 decades, I've worked with and inspired thousands to grow their greatness and transform their setbacks into a comeback. And now it's your turn. It's time to win. So if you're ready, grab something to take notes with. We're about to dive in. Let's go. Fight, win. Hey now, welcome. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the locker room of life here on Time to Win podcast. Yes, it's me, RJ Jackson, your personal growth specialist, coach, and speaker for your next event. I'm your friend to the end, helping you understand you can go from being weary, and my friend, you can win. Because you were born to win. You were born to win. And you know how I say, let's go do the thing. Today, the thing we're going to do is talk about you as we celebrate Women's History, or like I love to say, Women's HerStory Month. And we're going to talk about how to win. We're going to talk about who you are as a woman and how to continue to stay in the fight, to stay the course, to stick to the fight when your heart is hit. Because it's when your heart is hit, you must not quit. I'm going to give you the tools to keep going until the end, my friend, because in the end, yep, you got it. You know what it is. We win. First, let me remind you, today's episode is brought to you by The Cure for Women at thecureforwomen.com. At The Cure for Women, you can grow, heal, and belong. Now, if you're ready, let's just go ahead and dive in deep. And thank you so much for showing up today. And since you showed up, I just want you to know this is the show. This is the show. It's a show for women who dare to live bold, authentic, and courageous lives. This is the show for women who dare to be all that they were created to be. This is the show for women who dare to live unapologetically. This is the show where you can find the courage you need in order to succeed. This is the show for you. I like to look at this as episode number 1. Although it's not our first episode, it is the one you've been waiting for. It's the one that you will appreciate and the one you will be glad you stuck around to hear. It's the one that will help you level up in your business and in your personal life. This is the one you'll want to listen to over and over again. Matter of fact, it's the one you'll want to share with your sister friend. So why don't you go ahead, take a moment and do that right now. Simply hit the share button. And while you're touching those buttons, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And please leave a review. On today's show, as on every show, we promise to give you information that will cause transformation in your situation. We promise. Another episode of Conversation on Courage. What are we going to do? Not only are we going to give you the information for transformation, we're going to answer your questions. The ones that you've had the courage to ask on our online community, The Cure Circle. Now, if you're not a part of our group, I invite you to head on over and join us in the winning circle at thecureforwomen.com. That's thecureforwomen.com. We love to see your face in the space. After all, it's not a place where we compete. It's a place where we complete one another. And we need you, my sister, in order to survive. So come on over, join us in the Cure Circle. We'll be happy that you did. So, as you may or may not know, this is Women's History Month. And so sometimes we hear about things, we know about them, well, on the surface, that is, and we don't really know the history, the meaning, and the struggle that has taken place in order for us to celebrate. And so I just want to spend a few minutes talking about the history of Women's Month and sharing some information with you. Want to educate you as well as encourage you on today. So Women's History Month, it actually started in 1981 when Congress passed a bill requesting the president to proclaim the week beginning with March 7th as Women's History Month. Now, throughout the next 5 years, Congress continued to pass joint resolutions designating a week in March as Women's History Month. It was in 1987, after being petitioned by the National Women's History Project, that Congress actually passed the bill, which designated the month of March in 1987 as Women's History Month. Now, we know that Women's History Month is every month because as women, we make history. Every time we do what we do, it's like, wow, who could have done that other than a woman, right? I'm just saying. So between 1988 and 1994, Congress continued to pass additional resolutions requesting and authorizing the president to proclaim March of each year as Women's History Month. And it was in 1995 when President Clinton actually, followed by President Bush and President Obama, had issued a series of annual proclamations designating the month of March as Women's History Month. And today we want to say happy Women's History Month to amazing women. And you, my sister, well, girl, you're one of them. Okay, so now that I've given you his story about how her story became history, let me encourage your heart. Because as women, we need to stand beside one another. We need to get under each other and lift each other up. It's really time out for us as women to stop looking at each other and comparing ourselves to one another, discouraging one another, speaking negatively to each other. It's time for us to give words of hope and inspiration to people, to women around us who are literally dying to live so that they can be reminded. You don't have to live where you're dying. And girl, you certainly don't have to die where you're living. So I want to encourage you to encourage one another, to remember that if you're going through, your sister is probably going through too. So if you see her with her head hung down, don't push her down further. Give her a reason to lift her head up, if only for a moment, to look at you because you're going to smile back at her. So it's time for us to encourage one another, support one another, lift each other up. So today I just want to say, be encouraged by the words I share as we celebrate you, my sister, a beautiful queen, for Women's History Month. You are important and valued. I admire how strong you are as a woman. Your ability to make the ordinary beautiful, my sister, well, that's truly a gift. I just want to remind you that the only time you run out of chances is when you stop taking them. Today and every day, decide to wake up anticipating something great is going to happen. And no matter what you do, keep up the good work. And always remember, I'm rooting for you. As women, it is time that we start calling ourselves healed, happy, whole, blessed, and prosperous. It is time that we declare that we are loved more than we can even fathom. Listen, girl, if someone is stupid enough to walk away from you, well, I'm just asking you to be smart enough to let them go. You are worthy. You see, when God sees you doing your part, developing what He has given you, then He will continue to do His part and open doors that no one can shut. But that door that He walked out of, girl, how about you shut it and put the lock on it? I'm just saying. And always remember, even when He's gone, you're not alone, even when you feel lonely. Those are the times to call your sister friends and say, girl, can we talk? Because as women, we need each other to survive. We need each other to survive. You see, as women, we are strong because the problems we face, they are big. But it is time that we start putting a name to our problems and reminding them that they have a place. And it's not in our heart because God has already taken up residence there. Yeah, that's what I want to suggest you do. Put a name on your problem. Call it by name. Don't call it yours because it's not your problem. It's God's problem. And He's already solved them. All of them. Every single thing that you're going to face, that I'm going to face, God has already worked it out for our good and for His glory. Girl, you are strong. When I say she is strong, girl, I'm talking about you. And a strong woman, well, she works out every day to keep her body in shape. But a woman of strength, well, she works out to keep her soul in shape. Now, you often hear me say, hello, beautiful, because that's you. And a beautiful woman is one who uses her lips to speak the truth, her voice for kindness, her heart for love, her ears for compassion, and her hands for charity. Hello, beautiful. Girl, that's you. And I'm so grateful that you're my sister. I hope you're living the life that you're proud of. And if not, I hope you find the one that you will be. As women, this Women's History Month, I think we should declare it is time for us to share and support one another. It's easy to give up, but I want to say to you, never give up. And before you even think about giving up, stop and think just for a moment why you started in the first place. And I hope you find the courage, the confidence, and the strength to simply start all over. I wish you the strength to face the challenges of life with confidence and the wisdom to choose your battles carefully. I know you can do it. I believe in you, sister. To all my married sisters out there, I want to remind you this Women's History Month that you are a great wife. And someday, everything you're going through, it'll make sense. To all my single and satisfied, and yes, even those of you who are unsatisfied sisters, girl, God knows the plans that He has for you. Wait on Him. Wait on Him. He knows the men that He has for you too. As we celebrate history, we got to remember the past has a place, and it's not our place to hold on to it in such a way that it keeps us from enjoying the moment. Press past the past. Take care of you. Always remember, you've got exactly what it takes to be the best you. Oh, by the way, shout out to all the men who may be listening in. Listen, Winning and losing both have benefits. Winning can make you a leader, while losing can make you a guide for others. And to everyone today, I just want to remind you that your actions have proved that you're not the type of person who gives up easily. I can't wait to see what God has in store for you. Thank you for being who you are. Don't ever forget that the world awaits your greatness. It's time to show up. It's time to live out the plans that God has for you. Those plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Those plans to give you a hope and a future. So as you walk along the way, be strong and courageous. Do not fear, for the Lord God is with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Hope in the Lord, for He will renew your strength. Remember to soar on the wings like eagles. Run, don't be weary. Hey, walk, don't faint. Yes, you're going to have troubles, but take heart, for God has overcome the world. Fear not, He's with you. Don't be dismayed. He is your God. He will strengthen you. He will help you. He will uphold you with His righteous right hand. God has commanded us to be strong and be courageous. You don't have a spirit of fear. You have a spirit of power and love and self-control. Take heart. Hope in God. Take heart. Let your hope make you glad. Be patient in a time of trouble and never stop praying. Worry about nothing. Pray about everything. This is Women's History Month. I don't know about you, but I'm proud to be a woman. And to all our men, for us to be all that we've been created to be, don't forget, we need you to be who God has created you to be, so that we can walk in this way together. I'm RJ Jackson, the Courage Giver, encouraging your heart, reminding you to take a risk with confidence. Hey, whatever you're going through, don't forget, the key word is through. This too shall pass. If you need someone to walk with you, don't hesitate to give me a call. And if you're already walking, hey girl, well, I'll catch you on the other side of fear, because that is where life is happening. I look forward to connecting with you again next week. We have an amazing lineup just for you. In the meantime, and in between time, listen, it is your time to win. It's your time, sis. It's your time. So whatever you do, don't quit, because quitters never win and winners never quit. If you're feeling weary, worn out, emotionally exhausted, feeling alone and afraid, listen, if you're restless, running around in circles all while yearning for something better, let me just remind you, you're in the right place to get winning strategies to help you go from weary to winning. That's exactly why we are here. We have the tools that you desire to help you win, and we want to remind you, you don't have to do this alone. We got you. We got you. We got you. So come on, get a part of the winning circle, join the Cure Circle for Women, and get connected. We were created for connection. All right, my friend, we've come to the end of our time together today. This is just the beginning of greater things that are in store for us together. So don't you dare get off of here and go back to doing it alone. Become a part of a community that is waiting to get underneath you, lift you up, encourage you, and remind you that you matter. Don't you dare go back to doing it alone. We'll see you soon on the other side of fear. That's where we meet, because that's where life is happening. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to Time to Win. I recognize that you appreciate the value provided in today's episode, and for your gratitude, I'm giving you a Time to Win VIP listener badge. So head on over to timetowinpodcast.com. That's timetowinpodcast.com and claim your badge and gain immediate VIP access to more of our next level resources and opportunities, including details on the huddle, a table for 10, the Cure Circle, and the Cure Retreat. Because you've enjoyed today's session, you can also express your gratitude by rating, reviewing, and returning next week with a friend. Oh, by the way, be sure to screenshot today's episode and share it in your Instagram and Facebook story or on your favorite social media platform. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week in the locker room of life, here on Time to Win. And remember, the best time to win is now.